Yeah, I could have gone and got
there we
go. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name's Lainey. This is Big Girls Really Do Cry. And this is the lovely Heather over here, who is the treasure pirate. If you're not, I'm sure you already are subscribed to Heather, but if you're not, I have put a link in the bottom. And please go and subscribe because it's absolutely lovely. And yeah, so this is the Banish bin, basically. So if you haven't seen this before, it's basically a bit like Room 101, if you know what that's like. If you don't, I have given Heather some categories, and she has to pick 3 things or people or whatever the category is that she wants to banish. And it's all just for fun, you know. Unfortunately, not really banishing them, which is a shame in some cases.
You're being kind, banishing them kindly.
Yes, it's for their own good as well, isn't it? But yeah, it's and how have you found it, like writing them out and stuff, thinking of it?
Once I started, it came surprisingly easily. And some categories were easier than others. I sort of made an effort to say, right, I'm going to just splurge it all out and see what happens. And it's surprising where your mind goes when you're thinking of all this sort of stuff. Most unlikely rabbit holes. Like I said, the only one I struggled with a bit was celebrities, but we'll get to that when we get to it. I may have repeated something that someone said because you've had a lot of these now.
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few now. I know a lot of other people had said that they found, like, speaking to someone who knows them really well helped, because they would go, well, no, you don't like that, and you don't like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes when someone puts you on the spot to think of these things, you kind of go, and it's like a bit of panic as to things. But because I'm actually going to do this right at the end, by which time there'll be nothing left or something. Every time I've come across something that bugs me, I've wrote it down so that hopefully, you know what I mean, I've got things prepared and no one's gone over everything.
It's not as easy as it looks, that's for sure. And I did it myself. I didn't think to ask anybody else, really. That's me, isn't it? Introvert all over. But yeah. So
I'll see a few hellos and then we'll get cracking. Right, scroll back up first. Hi Julie. Hi Sylvia. Hi Kelly. Mandy. Hello Laura. Sharon. Hi Leanne. Hi Queenie. Hi Paul. Hi Lisa. Hi Joan. Hi Nia. Hi Tony. It's sometimes like checking that I'm not repeating myself and seeing people I've already said. That's really hard. Hi Kath. Hi Peter. Heather, my fellow Adam Ant fan. Hi Glenn. Glenn said Heather's gorgeous. She is that. It's very true. Hi Lex. Hi Stu. Panic ye not, I am here, he says. Yeah. Hi Ian. Hi Chris. That's why Lainey buys so many notepads. It's true. Hi Andrea. Hi Jason. Hi Ashley. Right. Hi Sarah. Right. I'm at the bottom, I think.
It's a big audience.
Yes. So yeah. So shall we just get straight into it? Our first category I gave you was food, wasn't it?
You did. Now I like food, so this wasn't that easy. I've got to be honest. But I did come up with 3 things, and some, you might disagree with some of them. So, the first one is licorice.
I already disagree.
No, I think it's the devil's poop. I'm sorry, it's just.
Wouldn't that be right though? I don't know why, just wouldn't it?
Oh yes, I suppose. Well, you can get different colours, but there's just something about the flavour. It makes my toe curl if I even smell something that's licorice flavoured. It's I mean, yeah, I can't even put it into words. There and stuff. It turns up where you least expect it. It turns up in sweets. It turns up in puddings. It turns up in drinks. There's some drink that tastes good. Wow,
isn't it?
You can tell I feel strongly about that one. I know you agree with me because it's a bit Marmite. People either love or hate. I'm guessing, and I'm a hater. Like marzipan, can't stand that either.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of marzipan either. But I like almonds, isn't it made out of almonds or something? Some nuts.
Marzipan is. It's made from the kernels, I think, the stone in the middle.
I like them. But I don't know. But yeah, I do like Jesus. Apparently there's a German licorice sweet called Pump. I might not want to eat that.
Nope. Ew. There's a mine of useful information out there, isn't there?
In the Netherlands, they call it licorice all sorts, English sweets. Not English licorice. I can't say it.
When I was young, back in the dark ages, when I was young, they were the sort of thing that someone would buy you a bag of because they were being nice. And the problem is there's about 2 of them that I'd actually like out of the whole gamut of licorice. It's like,
I like them. I like the blackcurrant licorices, the sweets. And then I like, remember years ago we used to have them. It was the sherbet with the licorice stick.
The dip dab. Sherbet dip dabs.
The dib dabs, didn't they have the lolly? But there was a sherbet with like the stick. I used to love them. And then licorice all sorts. The only ones I don't like is the one with the beady bits on. They're like the pink and blue. The only ones I don't like. Sherbet fountains. Thank you, Sylvia.
Sherbet fountains. That's it. Those knobbly ones, as you say, they were like hot. They were like some sort of.
I didn't like them ones, but yeah.
Dib dabs.
Right, so second choice.
Second choice, yes. I'm trying not to think licoricey thoughts. To be fair, I would say weird flavours of coffee. Now, again, a lot of people disagree with me on this. For me, coffee is coffee, and everything else is just flavoured confection, kind of. Ugh. I like chocolate, I like orange, but I don't want my coffee to taste of chocolate orange. I want it to taste of coffee. So they're gonna hate me for this. I'm not gonna be popular.
Because I don't like coffee, right? So flavored coffee doesn't appeal either.
No.
So do you I know there's all sorts of like, I don't know, like lattes with a drop of salted caramel or whatever it is that they do with it. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's just got to be plain and not flavored. Like it's sweet because it's quite bitter, isn't it? Coffee.
It's got an edge to it, and I think if it's, I will put a sugar in my coffee, and I will have milk in my coffee. And if pushed, putting tea and Maria in coffee is a damn fine thing, but that's a bit different. But I suppose it's all the syrups and all that sort of very American, have your pumpkin spiced coffee kind of. Blah, blah, blah.
Andrea says, just enjoying my hazelnut coffee here.
Well, that's the thing, that they've become much more popular lately, and they're probably better than they once were, because I seem to remember being sort of offered one. So, have one of these. It's this fancy thing, and it was that one of those pod machine things. Shocking for the environment, but there you go. Yeah. And thinking, whatever this is, it ain't coffee.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice.
Iced coffee. That's my daughter likes them at the minute. Iced coffees. But I was just thinking it's meant to be hot, isn't it? So I would never think of having an iced tea. And I know you can have iced tea, but it's just not something that appeals. It's like I wake up in the morning and that's the first thing I want is a cup of tea, and I don't want it to be cold. It's just like, you know what I mean?
I have my morning coffee. I literally cannot function till I've had my gallon of coffee. And I like tea as well. And again, I don't really like flavoured teas because to me, they're a drink, but they're not tea.
Yeah.
They're not the builder's brew. So
it's kind of like a flavoured water then, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So your last one.
My last one now. Again, I'm not aiming for popularity here. Bland food. Food which has been lovingly prepared but somehow has had all the flavour surgically removed. There are a couple of members of my family that excel at this. I grew up with this as a dietary kind of necessity. And I know I like flavour and herbs and spices and deliciousness in food. I don't need a great lump of something that tastes of nothing. So it's general, I know, bland food, but yeah.
I like it. I asked him to shut my door because we're expecting a shopping online delivery and just goes nuts. So when he hears it, I don't like anything really hot or spicy. And it's not that I don't like stuff that's bland. I like it like, you know what I mean? Like it's not overkill on the spice and stuff. Like my son would just like literally have chili and anything spicy and everything. But like, yeah, I think Louis Lucy and salt, garlic, black pepper, I can live with that. You know, I love garlic.
Not necessarily hot. It doesn't have to be take the roof of your head off.
Like just nice.
Tasty.
Yeah.
So yes, that was a struggle because I like food, so that was a bit tricky.
Right. So looking at this, I have to save the licorice because it's licorice and I like it. And even if it is the devil's poo, I don't mind. I'll enjoy it.
You do that.
I will. So people of the chat, you can either choose weird flavoured coffees or bland food. So if you want weird flavoured coffees, type weird to go into the Banish bin. Or if you want bland food, type bland to go into the Banish bin. Hi, Leanne. No, Leanne. I have to save it, Louie Lou, but I have to. So we'll see what they decide.
What's coming in? Oh, I think I know which way this is going.
Where are we at? Something bland, isn't it?
I think it's got the majority.
Yeah. Hi, Val. Yep. I'm going to give that the bland. The bland food has been bland. Your family, when you go around, it'll be a different life for you now, isn't it?
Well, there's a big tail behind that one, so it won't be a problem.
All right. So the second category is things people do.
Oh, well, number one. Yes, you are late, Nick. Number one, people who turn their heads to talk to the passenger whilst driving.
Yeah.
Driving along and they look at you and talk. Or well, look at you and talk. Gives me the friggin' heebie-jeebies. Because that's where you should be looking.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
But it's just so unnerving. I mean, all right, momentarily, but you can talk to someone without actually having to look at them, particularly when you're driving. It scares me. Not much scares me enough. That one definitely gives me the willies.
It's kind of like, are you aiming to do something dodgy right now? Or if you like looking at me to talk?
Yeah, you're looking for my reaction, whereas actually there's cars out there.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, that would be scary. Like it would be like being in some sort of weird horror movie, wouldn't it? Like just get.
Yeah, and it's surprising how it sort of happens. You're sitting in the car with someone, you suddenly realise that they're actually looking at it. Ooh, Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it as a powerless passenger. So that was quite a big one. My writing's very small here. What have I done? Yeah. Now, next one is people who are intolerant of other people's life choices, religions. What have I written there? Sexuality, that sort of thing. So because they don't understand it, because it's not their way, they're like, well, no. And it's like, it might not be your way, but that doesn't make it wrong.
Yeah.
And there are quite a few people who, for whatever reason, have a strong conviction that their way is the right way, and that somehow you're very mistaken because you're not doing it their way. I have a bit of a beef with that. I'm not big on confrontation, but that is guaranteed to light my wick.
Lex says, I'm intolerant of everyone.
Well, yeah, I have my moments.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I think I don't understand how some people can't just accept it as in sort of like agree to disagree. You know what I mean? Like, which is what I kind of say. Like, I might not, just because you don't understand it, it's not your thing or whatever. Like, that doesn't matter. Just live and let live. Is that how you do it or whatever? Is that the
Exactly. It's paraphrasing the great Carla Jenkins when she says, "You do you," and that kind of sums it up. So you're free to do as you will.
Mm-hmm.
What I think about it has nothing to do with your choice, and I think that's, I think we could do with a bit more of that in the world, which is a tolerance, if you like, of different. The fact that if we were all the same, it would be bloody boring. So
exactly, and that's the way I do things. It's just I say, you know, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you know what I mean. It's not like illegal, seriously, or whatever. You know what I mean. And just do what you do. Like
if you're not harming somebody, then that's fine. Yeah. So I like to pick small subjects, don't I? And I've got an even bigger one for the third one.
Right.
Having been on the receiving end of this once or twice, people who try to organise your life probably think they're coming from a good place.
Yeah.
The words F and O come to mind from my point of view, because I can't bear someone trying to organise me. Even if I appear disorganised to them, it's like, not your life, none of your business.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't be anything else but who you are. You know what I mean? And just because that doesn't fit into someone else's life and they want to change it, then it's not how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just one of those things, just because you don't fit their idea of what they think is right way, then yes.
But then, if they don't fit your ideas of what's whatever, but you don't go and change them, that's what, you know what I mean? Or you don't try to change them.
Yeah. I don't go around to people saying, you really should be a witch. It's the right way to do things. It's like, apart from possibly historically having stood a good chance of being burnt at the stake, it's more the fact that it really isn't for everybody, and I'm the last person to go around saying you should do this way, because no, not for you. Quite possibly not for you. That's fine.
I think you'd find your own way, don't you?
Yeah.
Eventually.
So there you go.
Right. So there's nothing really I can say here, to be fair. You mean heard. Although I don't drive, I totally would understand how that would feel very frightening if you've got someone talking at you and they're meant to be going that way. Because when you're not looking where you're going, as I know very well,
you do.
You can kind of career in a different direction.
Lampposts.
Just a lamppost. Yeah. Also, people are intolerant or others I just find annoying. Just live and let live. and people who try to organize your life. I've also had that happen to me, and yeah, it's not going to work. You are who you are. You can't be any different, and you do things how you do things, same as they do things how they do things, and that's all right for them to do it for their life, because that's their life. So yeah. Anyway, people in the chat, seeing as I'm not saving anything because, you know, none of them is worth saving, I will let you choose. So if you want to banish people who turn their head whilst driving, right, driving. If you want to banish people who are intolerant of others, right, others. And if you want to banish people who try to organise your life, right, life. So we shall see what the chat decide to banish. Though I know some are saying, ban them all, bin them all.
Yay, I'll get a hat trick. Bin them all.
Right. Right.
Oh, it's all coming in.
Others. 6, 7.
Hello, Tack Doctor. You're working.
I think it's others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And giving that to others. Hi, Peter. Hi, Ian. So, people who are intolerant of others, goodbye. I wish I had really one of them things that, like, literally just put it in a banish bin. You know, like on the, like,
a little toilet.
Yeah, little, bye. Okay, so moving on to the third category, we have bands and singers.
Yeah, tricky. Again, I found this one quite tricky. I know I could easily tell you who I like or who I'm not bothered about, but it's difficult to find people that I'd really want to bin. The thing that came to mind first off was those awful people like Black Lace. You know, those kind of shit music things, the stuff your grandmother would buy and hoist something decent off the #1 spot in the charts back in the day.
Yeah, I like a bit of Black Lace.
Agadoo and oh God.
I like a bit of Ghastly Agadoo.
Yeah, it's so bad it's good, I suppose. But growing up with that wasn't funny. It really wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was every family party and every get together. There was Agadoo, there was Old Black Lace, there was Jive Bunny, there was
they're all in there.
So it's kind of nostalgic a little bit as well for me. Like that, like, you know, you have that sort of stuff, and so I'm guessing Black Lace are your first ones.
Well, yes, and things of that ilk. But yeah, they're the ones I could think of.
It's the truth. It's a true story that Nick, I am in the Black Lace fan club. Thank you.
Are you?
Not really. Just
that won't be then.
But I do like them. Same with Nick Berry. Brings that up all the time.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about him. He would have been on my list as well. He's on the list.
He's on everyone's list apparently. But yeah, in Superman and I Am the Music Man and the Conga and all of them, man. It's just an era.
Well, my second one kind of follows in that theme for similar reasons, and it's the inimitable, the one and only Shakin' Bloody Stevens.
I love a bit of Shakin'.
Yeah, you see, I knew you would, because it's the same shit, isn't it? He had more hits in the 80s, I think, than almost anybody else. He literally cleaned up. Shocking, absolutely shocking.
There was obviously Green Door and This Old House and
all the same song, just rehashed.
it was just, I mean, it was so bad it was good. Like I know everyone's gonna disagree who like cool music and stuff, but like it was just like just a bit of cheese back in the day, you know what I mean? Like,
it was cheesy then, yeah, it was horrific, but again, it was just that fact. It's what all the old people.
He was trying to be Elvis, wasn't he? He was just trying to
Well, he was Elvis in the stage show. That's
Mm,
how it all started. He was Elvis in the stage production, and
yeah,
then went on from there to sort of do Elvis-y kind of things.
and he was the whole double denim.
Oh, very much so.
Oh, I thought- Stu said his real name is Shakesworth Stevenson, which apparently is a true story.
Yeah, we believe you, Stu.
And Ian says, "Wow, Heather, step away from Shaky. That was my first 7-inch single I bought."
Oh my God. Oh dear, I see I'm stirring up some deep emotion here. My third choice, I suspect, has probably been said before, but I have to put them in Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Sorry, but no, 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 no.
I do like a couple of their songs. Yellow is one that I really like, and well, I actually do like a few of their songs, but them I don't know, they're just very, what's the word? Miserable? Is that the word? Like they just come across very miserable, like, and but I do like a few of their songs.
I knew it would divide people. I knew it would be divisive. Oh, Lex agrees with me.
Yeah.
Oh, blame.
I don't know who to save because I like them all, so this is going to be really hard. Yeah, the colours are better, obviously, but you know, how do I save? Oh man, this is going to be. I don't know what to save.
You want to save them all this time?
Yeah, this is like really bad. Da, 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 da. There's a dog.
Oh, hello, doggy.
Yeah, it's because of the delivery. See, I suppose you could look at it. Coldplay are actually a proper supposed band, and they do all play music, and they do write their own songs, and the blah blah blah. But then, you know, who doesn't love a bit of cheese and in Black Lace and Shakin' Stevens? So, well, obviously you because you put them all in.
Sorry. Yeah.
This is such a hard decision. Okay. I'm gonna save Shakin' Stevens. Weirdly. Yeah, I'm going to save Shakin' Stevens, and then I'm going to let the chat decide between Black Lace and Coldplay. So, if you want to put Coldplay into the Banish bin, just write Coldplay, and if you want to put Black Lace into the Banish bin, put Black Lace. So we shall see what they decide. Hi, Susan. Black Lace. It's looking like Black Lace.
Yeah, I can see how that. Yeah.
My plan worked. Tell them about the good points of like Coldplay, you see, and then I saved Shaky because my mum used to like him, so that's why.
Oh, well,
out of all of them,
you're forgiven.
Not like massively, like she used to say he wasn't the Elvis, but you know what I mean.
No, my mum was a very big Elvis fan.
My mum was too. And usually if she saw anyone impersonate him, she'd be like, nope. Hi Lee, hi Julie. Yeah, I'm giving that Black Lace it is then.
Fabulous.
Okay. Well done, chat. Let's move on to the next category, which is people that
promise something and then don't keep their word. It's one of those things where if somebody asks if you can do something, you either say yes and you do it, or you say, I'm really not sure, can I come back to you on it? What really gets me going is when someone says, well, yes, and then they back out later on. It's like, don't promise if you can't deliver. That's always been one of my mottos.
Yeah.
And I used to say it to my son. We go, oh, can we do this? And I'd say, I'm not going to promise what I can't deliver. Let me look into it. At least then I wasn't leading him on. You know,
yeah.
It's just one of my little things. I think you pick up a lot.
Totally agree.
Through the years.
Sometimes just people say yes to everything, and then they'll like pick whatever they fancy out of that, and not really think about the other people concerned. Like, you know, the amount of times I've had friends who would like make arrangements, I'd wait in or whatever, and then they'd not show. You know what I mean, like that, and it would just be whatever, and I couldn't get hold of them, and like. And I think one time, after about 10 times of a certain friend doing this to me, my sister had rang us and said, oh, I've getting a bottle of wine, do you want to come up, blah, blah. And I says, oh, I'm supposed to be waiting in. I said, she's already 20 minutes late. I said, she'll probably not come, and I'll wait here, and she'll not come. So I just said, I'll come up. So I left. And she rang me about an hour and 10, no, she texted me about an hour and 10 minutes asking where I was. And I was like, well, I've come out because you don't normally come and you're late. You were late, so I assumed you weren't coming. And she was so angry, so angry.
Then she knows how it feels because she's done that to you countless times.
And I said, you do this to me all the time. She didn't believe it. No, and you do this to me all of the time. And then I showed her all the times that she said she was supposed to come and didn't come. So yeah, that's really frustrating.
And it's very sort of, I can see why people do it, because they, like you say, they want to please and they want to say yes because they feel like
it then feels like your time isn't as valuable. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's very disrespectful.
Yeah, especially when you're sitting waiting for someone. Fair enough, I was in my house, but like I could have done something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like obviously that time I did do. You know.
Yeah, so that's probably one of my biggest bugbears. The other one, some people will get this and some people think I'm nuts, but the terminology for these people, and they're around just like any other sort, is psychic vampires, which isn't quite as weird as it sounds. It's the kind of people, and we've all met them in this life, who will hook onto your energy and basically suck it dry. They will, it's the take.
Yeah.
That you're using, it's the, I want from you this, and yet there's nothing that comes back.
Yeah.
And I've met a few of them, and I've since ended the so-called friendship, because that isn't friendship. It's using somebody, and it's neediness, and it's all dressed up in the wrong way. So I'm quite much tougher on that now than I was when I was younger. I think when you're younger, you kind of think, oh, well, I ought to, or maybe it's something I've done, or maybe it's, and then when you get older, you're just like, gone.
I had one particular friend who's no longer my friend now, but she was like that. She used to just take all the time, and got to the point like she'd be having an argument with her boyfriend or whatever, 3 o'clock in the morning. She'd ring me in the middle of the night, either after the argument or during the argument at times. Well, when this happened, she was meant to come to see me and then decided to go away with him instead. She was meant to come and visit me, and I only found out on the day she was meant to be coming because her mum slipped up and told me. Otherwise I wouldn't have known. And I'd bought like extra shopping. I'd kicked my son out of his room, like to use her bedroom, his room for her and everything, like sorted everything out. And then like on the day found out that she was going elsewhere with a boyfriend on a last minute holiday or whatever. And so I was really angry about that, obviously. That got brought up. And then when she did the thing, 3 o'clock in the morning, she's ringing me. And I wasn't very well as well at the time. And when I looked at my phone afterwards, like the next day, I had 11 missed calls before she actually got through. So she was determined to ring me despite the fact, you know what I mean? And I thought, you're not my friend. You know what I mean? I'm only there when you want it. When things are good, I never heard from her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that most people in this life have had these people come and go, and they are serial users. The psychic vampire term is just something, it's just kind of a shorthand for the kind of person that's toxic in your life, and you really don't need them. And if you have one of them in your life, get shot,
rid of them, definitely.
or at least neutralize them so they don't have an impact on you, because it's so damaging. Alexa just said people are shit, bin them all. Every single last one of them. Oh dear.
Right.
I've got a slightly lighter one for my last one.
Right.
And it's a silly little thing, but I'll go and do a supermarket shop, right? And it's all very perilous at the moment. I mean, if you have deliveries as you do, you haven't got to suffer this. But I go in there, masked up, trolley in hand, with a list, ready to get round and do what I have to do.
Yeah.
And there are people bimbling, pottering along like it's a little day out, and I want to be out of that germ-filled forbidden place as fast as I can, and I haven't got time to bimble, so you kind of got to maneuver around them. But it's just that whole thing of the bimbling around a supermarket. It's not, you're not window shopping in Oxford Street. This is Aldi's.
Yeah. And pick up loads of things and just look and put it back and look and put it back and.
Do you not have a shopping list? I decide what I'm going to cook for the rest of the week. On the Monday, I shop for it.
Yeah.
Job done.
And sometimes you may have extras that you weren't planning for, but you know what I mean? Like you've seen, they're on special, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but it's that whole 3 hours later they're still in the supermarket. You do realise we're in a lockdown, you know what I mean?
And they're never on their own. They're always as a couple, and they're always, the whole thing until recently has been shop on your own. Well, clearly no. It's like a little day out. Bless them. But it gets a bit on my tits sometimes when I'm in a hurry.
So people who bimble along. Is that a word?
Is bimble a word? Dawdle, I suppose, is
Dawdle
probably
along.
The verb to bimble. It's one of my words of the week. Bimbling.
Bimbling, yes.
Like wombling, but without the environmental concern. Yeah. Isn't this last one being? Yes, I'm a hypocrite. You got me. I am a complete and utter effing. Aren't we all?
No, but there's a thing though, in the sense of they're also being intolerant because they're touching everything, which you shouldn't do anyway, especially when they're not buying it, and they're taking 3 hours for something that they should take an hour with, at least. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's when I'm in a hurry. Most of the time, I whatever really. But
I think in general, it's fine. In general, but because of the current situation, it's kind of
very
I do like having a look around homewares and things like that, but I tend not to so much. Haven't so much recently, unless I'm actually going to buy something. I don't just go and look for the sake of it and then end up buying something anyway, which is usually what happens.
Yeah. Licorice smelling bimblers. Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's what do I save?
What's going on here? Excuse me.
I don't think there's anything to save again. So people of the chat, if you want to banish people who make promises they can't deliver, type promise. If you want to banish people who suck the life out of you, what did you call it? Psychic
vampires.
Yeah, type vampire. We'll just go with that. And if you want to decide bimbling along or dawdling along especially in this time, then type dawdle. We'll see.
Think I know which way this is going.
Yep, the vampires.
Yeah.
Hi, Stephen. Yeah, it looks like it.
Wow. Oh, little bats. That's sweet. I like bats.
Vampire drain. Life drainers.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so the next category is celebrities.
Yeah. Now, again, it was one of these things where I thought, I know celebrities I'm fond of, that I very much like. Difficult to think of ones that I really don't like. And it's more because I don't know them. I don't really know them. I only know what I've seen. So it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, this one. And I think this one's probably been done before, but it gets right on my nerves. And that's a certain Jeremy Kyle. Yeah. Now, he's probably been binned before. I don't know. He may well have been. If he hasn't, I'm surprised.
I can't think of him being binned, but I'm not, there's been that many I'm not sure if I still remember any of them, to be honest. But
a long time ago. Yeah.
He has.
But I do find his just his manner and his behaviour and the way he is with people just extremely annoying, because it's all about winding people up, taking advantage of people.
I always found him a bit teachery, but extreme teacher, one of the ones that you really annoy, hated at school. He's a bit like that, you know what I mean? Sort of standing over you, pointing things out, and then get I find him a bit condescending.
Very patronising.
Very.
I think, again, he's one of those people who thinks he's right without necessarily having evidence to prove so. A twat, yes.
Yeah, and then when he's got the card and it's you're not the dad, and he has to get all over it and all that.
So he's quite an irritant, I've got to say. I don't watch daytime telly, I have to say. I'll keep well clear of it, but him and that ilk are quite annoying. The second one is kind of more than one person, but to me they might as well be one person, and that's the Kardashians. Again, I don't know them. They might be sweet people, but just as an entity, as a celebrity, pointless in the extreme.
These have been brought up before.
I'm sure they have. I did run out. I did find this one difficult.
I can't remember who it was. Was it who said them? But I can't remember anyway. But yeah, they've definitely been. I'm sure they've definitely been brought up already.
Yeah.
Someone else, I'm sure.
Just an annoying factor, really. It's just the fact they're everywhere, and they have inspired youngsters to look like them, and that's horrible. Because why has everyone got to look like them? It's horrible.
They've had so much work done, you know what I mean? And it's the young girls that I feel for, because they look at them, see all of what's going on them, and yeah, it kind of it tried to sort of get to that sort of thing, and that it's not a realistic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Susan. Dangerous models for impressionable children.
Yeah. So far too much is known about them. So yes.
Yeah, and then they have loads of money and stuff for doing nothing really, apart from
for being famous.
Yeah.
And the only other one, which again I was struggling by this point, I was scraping around the barrel, and the name Kanye West came to mind.
Oh yeah, he's been up there as well.
And he sounds like he's a complete tit now, because he seems to have split up.
He thinks he's the Black Jesus, doesn't he, or whatever.
There are so many levels at which that is wrong.
There's just so many levels of him that's wrong. You know what I mean?
That's an overinflated idea of your abilities, isn't it? That is no way reality.
He was gonna what was it again? He was gonna be go for presidency, wasn't he, or whatever? And
the bloody Americans probably would as well. But Jesus. Well.
Yeah, and he's so like when he walked up on stage in front of, I think it was Taylor Swift at the time, and
Yes.
that's just how rude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Beyond rude.
he's a full-on wanker, basically. Yes.
Yes, Susan.
And again, looking at this, I can't save anybody, and there's no one to save. There's no one worthy. So yeah, and I never hold back me, Susan. You know that. Okay, so people of the chat. He ran for president for 6 minutes. Or was that how long? Then he realised what it involved, was it? Something like that. So people in the chat, if you want to banish Jeremy Kyle, type Kyle. If you want to banish the Kardashians, type Kardashians. And if you want to ban Kanye West, type West. And we shall see. I've got a feeling it'll be between the latter two. You know what I mean? Well, they're all bin them all, bin them all.
Oh,
maybe not. There's quite a few Kyles there.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, and then it all changed.
Kyle West. Kanye Kardashian. Oh. Hat trick. Yay.
What does it look like? And there was like about 4 Kyles. 5 Kyles. Right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 Kardashians, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Kanye. So the Kardashians get it.
Oh.
The Kardashians, including Kanye, because he's family. Yeah, I was married to one of them. Yes, Stall, let's just ban the letter K. Right, okay. So, Kardashians. Oh, it'd be good to get rid of them, wouldn't
it? If only.
Yeah, I think we can just sneak Kanye in. He's still married to her, isn't he? He's still
just about, not for long.
Oh yeah, you can't ban Keys because of Kelly, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. 2 things people say.
Oh, when people say yes, but. It's like what?
The terms and conditions.
Yeah, it's like yes, but with caveats, or yes, but, and then they disagree with you. So they're agreeing, and then they're going to disagree. It's like it's sort of a quite lazy way of not actually saying I don't agree.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to appear like they're disagreeing, and even though they do disagree, but you know, you can have a debate about something, disagree completely, as long as at the end of the day say, well, we agree to disagree. It doesn't have to turn into some sort of like, you know what I mean?
So Steve's just yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Stall. Yeah, but no, but yeah. Not yeah, but no, but yeah.
No, but. Yeah.
Kanye said yes, but to Kim.
Yeah. She had everybody's share, didn't she?
She did. No, I just got mine. I think I've still got it. And a load of others, but never mind.
Right. What's the other things? Yeah. When I spent a long time working in marketing, way back in the dark ages, many years ago. But I still hear a lot of this now, and that's kind of like management speak.
Yeah.
And one of the phrases you get is people saying going forward. I'm like, well, we're hardly going backwards because time generally moves forward unless there's some time travel button you've got that I haven't heard of. It's that kind of statement of the bleeding obvious and a really silly way of saying things. It's an irritation. It's not life changing, but it's like, oh, come on.
But it knows, yeah. I'm sure Chris, in the Hayden's, Chris had something similar. I can't remember if it was moving on or moving forward or something like that. It was something similar, and also within management, like
it is
like going forward. Well, yeah, you have to go forward. There's no way back.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's more minor irritating. And the other one that I don't think this will be controversial, but how to say it without being offensive, is people who are not black sounding like they're black because they think it's cool.
Right.
You know, there is a term for it. I won't use it, but no. Why do that? Why appropriate someone else's speech? No, it's just it grates. I used to live
in terms of the slang with like. Do you mean it in terms of like the slang that's used?
Well, I think some of it has kind of percolated into general speech anyway, which is fair enough because we're a mixed society. But when I used to live in Croydon, and used to get this. No, it's a multicultural place, people everywhere, but you'd hear this sort of booming voice coming out with something. You'd turn around and it'd be some little white fella. I'd be like, was that you?
Right.
And he's literally come out with some very, very slang sounding, something off a rap record or Caribbean style, you know, and it's just like, do what? Are you sure?
Yeah. I think I watched as a comedian.
Yes, exactly, Glenn.
Doc Brown, I think he's called, and he had like this slang, which was like what they used to say. I mean, he was a black comedian as well, and like it was just a foreign language to me, like you know what I mean, like in terms of. But I suppose just the same as like what kids say nowadays. I haven't got a clue, what's cool and what's not. I mean, I think it goes in and out of fashion as well, doesn't it? So like we used to say things like wicked and then like sort of when sick became like meaning it was good and not meaning it was sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those sort of things are kind of in general speech. But I do mean when someone is literally pulling the full accent and sounding like they're impersonating. I find that very odd, but I don't hear it so much down here in gentle Kent. I used to hear it a lot when I lived in Croydon. So, or some school kid, was all dressed in his smart blazer and his tie, and he's coming out with some stream of consciousness. Like, what?
Appropriation, cultural appropriation.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit strange.
Exactly.
All right. So again, nothing really to say of here. I mean, to be honest, going forward doesn't really bother me, essentially, because I probably just didn't listen anyway. So it's not yeah, it would just be like, what, we're going forward? Does that mean we can leave? Something like that or whatever. But yeah, nothing really to say of. So people of the chat, if you want to banish people who are trying to sound black when they're actually not, how would you word that? Just put sound in for that one. And then if you want to put, when management say going forward, put forward. Or if you want to put yes but before someone then totally disagrees with you, put yes but.
I've not made it easy, have I?
Well, it's one of them things. Each to whatever bothers other people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Corporate speech is annoying. Yeah. Sounding in it.
In it, yes. Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few for sounding by the looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going. Looking through, there's only a couple for the others. Right, so we'll go with sounding.
Okay.
Not from where you are. Just changing your whole accent then, essentially.
I suppose, well, obviously someone who's an actress, they've got to be able to do that. But yeah, it's kind of doing it because you think it's cool rather than because it's a sort of accident of.
Yeah, it's not how you would normally speak.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, that's the one that's gone in. So
There we go. Yeah, sounding all gangster. Yeah.
sounding gangster, yes. All right. So the next category was clothes and accessories.
Wow, I'm very into my accessories and I'm into my clothes. But if there's one item of clothing that actually, no, there were two items of clothing that I really don't like. The first one are those bodysuits. You know, those kind of like leotard things.
Oh, with the poppers at the crotch, and there was like
I was of an age when those were very much in and the thing to wear, and I couldn't possibly regale you with the detail of just how awful they are. Painful if you get it wrong, annoying when you need a pee, and the fact they would unpop at the most inopportune moments. Yeah, just a fashion mistake that seemed at one point to be coming back, which I find most disturbing, and I won't make that mistake again. But I think they definitely deserve to be banished.
I remember them. I had a couple. I had a few different colours because it was cool to wear them underneath. Like, you know, obviously they were tucked in, and then you'd have them on underneath, and then you'd have either something lower with that showing or a cardigan or whatever. And yeah, they were horrible, absolutely horrible. And yeah, I remember quite often, and especially if you ever want one when you're on a night out, and you know how much you need to go to the loo when you're on a night out. And then trying to sort of be upside down while you're trying to fix it back together after you've had a few drinks.
It's not an exact science. No,
and you've probably headbutt the wall whilst you're doing it. Yeah, it's not a good look, definitely.
Great comedy moment, but yeah, not fun to wear. Crotch poppers, yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Okay.
Don't need to explain too much there. Right, one of the other things that I had a dislike, and this is probably just me personally, were those incredibly low-rise jeans that were in a number of years ago and also bizarrely seem to be threatening to make a comeback. Not on my body, they won't. But that whole thing of feeling like your ass was hanging out, and especially if you're sort of long-waisted like me, and every kind of wrong. Just, yeah.
Never ever wore them, but I've never really wore trousers. Probably because of my legs with a lipedema and lymphedema. I kind of avoided anyway. I once had a pair of dungarees which I loved, but that was like a long time ago. I was about 14. But the worst thing with the low-rise jeans is that people who used to wear them and then they'd immediately like bend over or say they were in a shot, whatever, and then the whole thong and everything's on display, and you're like, I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, it's nah.
Yeah. No, that whole thing was just, no one needs to know what colour underwear you're wearing, or the fact that you're poking out. Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
Butt crack. That's it. Yeah, when you're smiling.
I'm guessing that might have happened to Kelly then. She's saying, "God help if you catch a pube in it and you stood up."
I guess exactly. Yes, makes your eyes water just to think about it. Low rise. It didn't work. The reason those things didn't work for me is because just where everything's placed, it just didn't work. They wouldn't stay at my hip because I've got a waist. So then you have a sort of a no man's land where nothing's going on.
Yeah.
All wrong for me. Great for a sort of a boyish figure or someone who's
definitely
incredibly skinny or something, but generally for most ordinary shaped people, probably not good. Oh dear.
Right, so last one.
Last one, again, this may divide people. Tights. Not something I indulge in. Hated them all through the years when I was kind of had to wear them, because they would ladder as soon as you looked at them. They never fitted where they were supposed to. You'd always have like so much kind of top that it was practically a bra, and then the bottom bit would never meet, crotch and tights. There was always, distance involved because they never made them properly long enough. Just a complete and utter futile piece of feminine clothing. I understand they make them a bit better now, but back in the 80s when I had to wear the bloody things, literally you looked at them and there'd be a hole.
Yeah. I like tights.
I'm still not saying anything.
I can't really wear them because obviously legs and everything. But when I was really young and I did wear them, back at school time and sort of thing, I always liked the feel of tights. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it sounds going to sound weird, but it's kind of like the same feeling as when you've been in the bath, you've shaved your legs, and you've just gone to bed with fresh bedding. Like, it's that same feeling. It's kind of silky-ish. I like that feeling. However, like I said, I totally agree on the fit of them. They were a nightmare to try and get something that fit you properly. And I know they used to do like taller ones and plus size ones and all different ones, but like they're still always never quite fit right, or you'd be constantly having to fix them. I think is it Snag? Is that what the brand's called?
Snag. Oh, there are some now, aren't there?
They seem to have got it down now, don't they? They seem to have got the hang of it, and obviously you can have all different colours. But yeah, I do like them. So
they
for
look
that
fun,
reason, I will save tights.
Okay, fair enough.
I can save. Yay! But I will save tights. So I shall do that, and then leave the chat to decide whether they want to banish bodysuits with poppers at the crotch. So we'll just put poppers, or low-rise jeans. So you can just put low-rise or something, and we'll go with that.
Yeah.
You have purple Snag tights. Yeah, I would like them.
They look fun, those, I must admit.
They claim that they can fit any size, any whatever, don't they? They claim that. So.
They do. I've not bought any because I tend to wear leggings more than tights, to be honest, because then I haven't got to worry about the feet. It's easier. You just put socks on the bottom and stuff your feet in some DNs. It's much easier.
Rich says, I don't like tights, so they can't breathe and I bump into the bank doors.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Low-rise jeans has got this one, to be fair, because like I've seen a couple for the majority.
Low-rise jeans were more recent, I think, as well.
Yeah.
They do footless tights. Well, that's basically leggings. Well, I suppose
Depends.
Yeah.
But yeah. So low-rise jeans are banished.
Wow.
But as long as they don't bring the bodysuit out with the poppers, we're all right.
Let's hope that never comes back round again.
Hello, we'll be wise enough never to wear them, and there'll be people out there who aren't.
Yeah, you won't see me in that.
Yeah, and then they'll realise what we went through.
I'm too old for that malarkey, I tell you.
Definitely as well. All right, so the last category, which is the random mix, which that way gives you the choice of adding a few things that may be in the same categories as others, and you can then decide on those. So what is your first choice for this category?
Oh, the random mix. Yeah. Being called hun in texts.
So you.
I mean, if it's someone that I know, and then that's not so bad. But when it's someone random, like you're trying to get by something on Facebook, or and the hun things come in, it's like, whoa, and lots of kisses. You're like, you don't know me, please no.
So, this has been put in before, was it? Lex, I think you
I
chose.
wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't been in before.
I think it's Lex who chose it. I can't remember.
Oh, no. Sorry, Lex.
That's fine.
Think alike.
But I think she just doesn't like it in general, and like from everyone, not even from people that she likes. Although she doesn't like people, she just
doesn't like people anyway. So. I mean, I can forgive people I know and care about. You know, they get a bit more quarter, but yeah, just that weird. Is this still available, hun? It's like, not now. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not now. Right. So what about your second choice?
Wool jumpers. They itch. Much as I will buy woolen jumpers and heavy knit things to resell, I can't wear them anywhere near me. They make me itch. Even handling the stuff, you know what I'm like when I'm doing a haul and I'm like, oh God, it's mohair. But, you know, things next to your skin. Finest cashmere we're okay with, but anything else.
Soft wool, soft wool is really nice, isn't it? But like anything.
But the scratchy, itchy stuff that people pay a lot of money for, and I'm thinking, I can barely bear to touch it. Never mind actually have it against my skin. It's like
I think I was about 16-ish, and I don't know. There was like the woolen dresses were in fashion. The really thick, chunky Aran woolen looking dresses with tights.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, and I was constantly pulling and tugging at it because it didn't feel comfortable, but it was fashioning, so I wore it. You know what I mean?
Because it was fashionable.
Yeah, because it was fashionable, and I loved the fact it was fashionable. You know what I mean? But I just hated the fact that I was constantly like, kind of, this is annoying. Kelly says, "Am I the only one who doesn't mind hun? To me, it's just an internet version of a regional term, like I call random people duck."
Oh, a duck is sweet though. That's nice.
Yeah, I
don't. I think it's because the hun thing has become such a texty thing. It's the sort of stuff you see everywhere.
It's like hun and babe. It's kind of like
babe's the other one.
Yeah, and it's fine if that's your other half, or someone you close.
The other half doesn't call me babe. Never mind.
But like it would be fine if that was it. But like if some person, but hun doesn't bother me really. It's just pet that I don't like, and I'm from up here.
No, yeah, you see, now that wouldn't. I guess it's the context as well, isn't it?
But really? It's like it's just short for petal, but I really don't like it. And like, my mum used to go, "There you go, pet." Oh, sorry, you don't like that, do you? All the time. She used to just say it without, because loads of people say pet up here.
Oh, well, exactly, yeah.
They used to say hinny as well.
Really?
Hinny. It's just another endearing, like, sort of like honey sort of term.
Yeah. Oh.
There you go, honey. But like it's that's sort of dying out now, though.
Yeah, it does change. The language changes, doesn't it? Yeah.
I don't mind petal, but pet, it's when they shorten it to pet. I agree with Susan. It sounds patronising.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I think it's who's saying it as well. But there is an element of patronising about a lot of these things. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So the last choice.
My last one is probably one of my big pet peeves. Here it comes: willful ignorance, which is, people who choose not to know about something but profess to know about it. So it's kind of like it's that stick your head in the sand thing. I'm not looking at that because I don't believe that. Ignoring the evidence, ignoring facts.
Ignoring the evidence and just pretending that they know.
Yeah, being ignorant about something but choosing to be. People, we can all be accidentally ignorant about all sorts of things, but not being open to the fact that you can change your mind and move forward, as we say. Yeah.
I've had, I think there's a lot of people pass judgment before actually knowing, and if they did know, then they wouldn't pass the judgment they did, if that makes sense. But then, like you said, they don't choose not to know, or they don't want to know because they just believe their way and that's how it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bless Pamela. She asked if I've changed my hair colour. This is my natural hair colour, which is kind of heading to grey. This is the remains of some hair dye from a very long time ago. So it's all an accident.
Lovely colour. Yeah.
It sort of looks blonde in this light, but then I'm sitting in
when did you start? When was it you started growing it out?
Well, I actually stopped dyeing it, I'd say about a year and a half ago now, but you can see it at the length of it now. It literally goes down to about there. So, yeah.
So you're planning on like getting it cut, or are you just going to continue to grow it?
Well, I don't suit short hair, so I'm probably going to keep going with it.
Yeah.
And I will probably. I've got a friend who's going to cut it for me, and I do trim the ends off anyway, but I'll get it tidied up. And then I keep thinking what I may do is actually get her to put just like dip dye my hair into some black at the bottom. Just because why not? Just
why not?
Because this is very brown, and my hair's never been this colour. My hair is much closer to black. And that would have been naturally. So it'll be a bit of fun anyway. I intend to have fun with it. But I'm never going to have short hair. It doesn't suit me.
No, I don't like short hair, but I don't know what to do with mine. It just gets on my nerves. So I just end up doing the same thing, I think.
I think we all do. We all revert to what's easiest. And for me, it's easy to keep it long because
I just find a comfort in it. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just it's madness. And I'm always messing with it usually. But I just, Style says you need to get it one side black, one side white.
Well, like that would be quite high maintenance. In fact, I saw, I don't know if anyone watches Grayson Perry when he does his art club thing, and he's got a lovely wife, Philippa, and she's got hair that's the same colour as mine. It's a short cut, but then she's got some streaks through it that are nearly black. But that must be so high maintenance because it grows out and it looks weird. So I guess he probably does it for her, given that she couldn't get to the hairdressers. But I don't want anything that's too high maintenance because I'm lazy and can't be bothered.
All right, so this last one we have being called hun by randomers, basically. That's what I wrote. Woolly jumpers because of the feel of them, and willful ignorance. See, I'm not a massive fan of like woolly jumpers either. And obviously willful ignorance is just being called hun doesn't really bother us, but like I don't like it in certain ways. So like what really bugs me is like, it sounds awful to say, but people who are a lot younger than me, so some sort of 20-year-old kid sort of going, there you go, love, you're all right, and I feel like I'm like, you know what it is, because they're so young, so much younger. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but
yeah, everyone's younger than me, so yeah, maybe that's it.
So anyway, people of the chat, if you want about being called hun in the Banish bin, put hun. Woolly jumpers, just write woolly and Willful Ignorance, put willful.
Oh, no.
Oh, thank you, Pamela.
Oh, sweet.
Well, in Dublin. Oh, bless you, Kate. Hello, by the way.
All right, Kate.
You like wasn't listening live.
Oh,
It's a lot for willful there.
Willful and woolly, isn't it? I think willful's just about taking it there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's going into the Banish bill. Ben. Willful Ignorance. You know what? I keep forgetting. I think it's Andrew's on my list next, and I keep forgetting to check it out. Ever since I've been in hospital, I'm just so like out of sync. I didn't feel like prepared, ready. I was like, you know what I mean? And ever since, but yeah, it's just thrown us all over the shop.
But are you doing better now? Do you feel mend properly?
My foot's pretty much fine now. I've had no issues with my stomach, and the only twice it's sort of started, I've stopped myself eating, and that way, like, it seems to have worked by not eating any further. I've seemed to have managed. I mean, it's only been for like, so like the other day after my dinner, my stomach was really like bloated and uncomfortable, and I thought I'm not going to eat because I know that'll just trigger us off. So I didn't have any tea and I didn't have any breakfast, but I had some dinner the next day and I was fine. So I think that's just, I've had to do that twice since I've been in hospital. So, but I don't know if it's a nerve thing. Do you know what I mean? But like, yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling about that, but yeah. So thank you so much for doing this. It's been lots of fun, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
But yeah, I always try and wonder what people are going to say, and I'm never right. Like you just can't. You can't just, you know what I mean? Like think about it. Even when I try and think, right, what do you think they'll put in? You know what I mean? But it doesn't. It never sort of really works. But yeah, as I said, I'm not prepared. I haven't spoken to Andrew to see if he can still do next week, so don't take my word for it, but it might be him.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I've had, you know, when you just like, there's loads of things going on and your brain's just all over. It's a bit how I am at the minute. But yeah. But thank you again so much, and it's been really cool. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I will say goodbye, but I'll be back at 9:30 on Trivia Tuesday, which because it's Tuesday and weirdly. So I'll be back at 9:30 for Trivia Tuesday. So come back, people. Go and have a wee, cigarette, piece of toast, whatever you need, and then come back, and I will see you all then. And I will say bye to you in a sec, Connor.